Welcome to the J Squared Horror Podcast, where two lifelong horror fans talk all things horror. Pour yourself your favorite drink and hang out. Here are your hosts, Josh and Jake.
Hey guys, welcome to the J Squared Horror Podcast. I'm Josh.
And I'm Jake.
And on today's episode, we are going to be discussing
2022's The Menu, directed by Mark Mylod.
The Menu. This is an interesting film here. I liked it. It was fun.
I did too.
As always, what would we like to let anyone new to this podcast know?
As always, like and subscribe on YouTube.
Pretty please.
You can also find us on Spotify,
Yep.
Apple, Google, and Anchor. Also on Instagram, J Squared Horror Podcast. Link tree in the bio. New episodes every Thursday.
Every Thursday, two lifelong horror fans decide to get together to bring you guys a podcast that combines life stories and horror movies, horror themes and life stories, or we talk about inserting ourselves into horror movie situations and how we would deal with that. So it's kind of a general conversation piece of horror.
Yeah.
Which is really fun and exciting, and I think we're the only ones that are doing it the way we're doing it.
I think we are.
So if you guys like something different that has a lot of horror connotations, come join in.
Ooh, connotations.
Yeah. Also, if you guys would like to support us in growing financially, but also help a up-and-coming magazine, we are now an affiliate for Paranormality Magazine. So if you guys are interested in anything strange, unusual, and paranormal, and unexplained, use code J2Horror at checkout to save 10% off of your purchase. That is J, the number 2, and then horror at checkout, and you will save 10% off of your purchase. And this is an up-and-coming magazine about all things like weird, unexplained. And for the next 3 months, I don't think February is included, but we will have an ad in there as well, which is super cool for us.
Yeah.
They contacted us. They're up-and-coming. We're obviously very up-and-coming. So we decided to jump on board and be an affiliate with them, and we are super excited.
Very excited.
So do not forget, J2 Horror at checkout, 10% off of your purchase, and now we're going to get into this show. So, Jake, do you resonate? Do you, feel like you would be in this movie? Whether it's on the good side or the bad side?
Yeah, I feel like I would definitely be in this movie. I love food.
You do. I did not know that.
Yeah, food is good.
I mean, it kind of keeps me going.
Yeah, I like trying new foods and shit. So,
Yeah.
But I feel like, unfortunately, if I was a character in this movie,
Yeah.
I'd be Tyler.
The
Only,
douchebag boyfriend?
yeah, only in the
Bro,
aspect.
don't say that.
Hold on, but only in the aspect of I'm just eating and I am oblivious to everything that's going on.
Okay,
'Cause-
just that
yeah,
aspect.
'cause early
Okay.
on, Someone.
I was like, dude, if you're saying you're this piece
no,
of shit
I'm not
character,
saying that.
You're like canceling yourself. Nobody
No.
even has to try.
When major things happen in the movie and he's just like eating.
That would be you.
Yeah, he's just,
Yeah.
oh man, this is good.
Yeah. Well, that's it.
Yeah, I'd be there eating my chicken tenders and my fries,
Yeah.
just fully enjoying myself.
Yeah. The chicken tenders and the fries.
Yeah, they're good.
All right. So imagine this, right? This podcast blows up,
Okay.
and we become multi-quadrillionaires. Right?
Okay.
We have every sponsor you can imagine. We're being invited out to movie premieres.
Yeah.
And then we get invited
Okay.
because of our popularity and our swag and our fan base to this restaurant.
Okay.
Do we make it out?
100%.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Now, I only say that because there's a part later on in the movie.
Yeah.
Real quick, that he says, like when the police officer or
The fake
who
one.
they think the cop comes in, before then he says to them, in so many words, if he really wanted to get out,
Yeah.
you would have tried harder.
So just to paint you guys a little picture, this is a movie based on a very exclusive restaurant on an island that you have to be invited to. It's like you have to have like the fattest amounts of money. You have to be like a major celebrity or at one point a celebrity. And long story short, he plans on you not making it. That's his ultimate idea. And he has an obsession with being a completely different restaurant than anything else, which is cool for a podcast that does things, in our opinion, completely different than what you usually get in a podcast. But we won't kill you as our fans.
You're good.
You're fine. We may annoy you and make you yell at your screen or your phone, but guess what? That's fun. But this isn't fun. And, like, I don't think I'd fit in at a fancy restaurant at all. Like, I would definitely be, like, the girl. Like,
yeah, so...
Like, I would just, I just don't want to be here.
Yeah, don't want to be here, but the food's good.
Yeah.
Possibly. I mean, it looks good.
Does not. None of that even looked appetizing.
Speaking of which, so when it comes to the food for the movie, they actually brought in a 3-star Michelin chef.
Damn. For all of you that don't know, Michelin is like top tier chef. Like,
yeah,
the best.
Yeah. So,
excuse me.
A lot of this food, I mean, some of it looked appetizing to me at least. Some of it was like, what is this? Yeah. And it's crazy people go to these expensive restaurants, spend all this money to buy this food that looks, I mean, small portions.
Stupid.
I mean, it looks really good.
Yeah.
It may taste good
I'm
too.
going to leave hungry.
Yeah.
That's not the intent of restaurants for me.
Give me like an Applebee's all-you-can-eat special.
Yeah, you give me this all-you-can-eat boneless wings.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I'm there.
I'm done.
Yeah. You said $13.99?
Yeah.
Dick, when we going?
I'm doing it.
But also, like, there's a, they have, like, I mean, I don't know. There was this, that's what I was going to say. Then my brain was just buffering.
I don't know.
The Wi-Fi connection is weird. I was like having a conversation in my own head. There was this funny video I saw online where like all these people were at a fancy restaurant and they're literally throwing down like a chicken nugget. And it was not a joke.
Really?
They were at like a 5-star restaurant and the waiter was just tossing a like McDonald's looking chicken nugget on their plate. And everybody's like, like that's in there. Like, no, like that's what we got. Like, I would be so pissed. Like that. There's a part in this movie where it's like the food, it's nothing. And like he's trying to prove a point.
Yeah.
And like the you character, as you so called him, was just like, oh my God, this is so cool. And everybody's like, bro, can we get some bread?
Nah, no bread. So the different sauces though.
Yeah, just
delicious. Love it. It's you think in your mind, all right, food's coming.
So all these people did him wrong.
In some, well, not all of them.
I mean, so this particular night at the restaurant, this was all invitation based. Like he specifically picked these people to be there on that night, and the only one that threw a loophole was the girl because she was invited by the guy.
Yeah. Because
another girl was supposed to be there.
Yeah, but she broke up with dude.
Yeah, she broke up with him, which she knew. She read that room properly.
Yeah. No, I'm good.
Yeah. But I love, was it Anna Joy Taylor?
Yeah.
Yeah, she is an up-and-coming fucking beast of an actress.
She's good.
She was phenomenally good in this movie.
So I saw somewhere that the scene where, I guess, the chef talks to the boyfriend and pretty much says that you knew everyone was going to die.
Yeah.
And you invited her anyway.
Yeah.
And when she jumps up and smacks him, that was...
Oh, that was improv.
Improv, yeah.
Yeah, holy shit.
Because she said in so many movies, women get mistreated by men and they hear bad news and bad things were done to them and they do nothing.
Yeah. So
she said an honest response would be to attack that man.
Yeah.
So she did it.
Yeah, she's such a good actress. Like in that moment, she knew that's what that character would do in that moment.
Yeah, and it's good because after she smacks him, he like looks at her for a second and repeats the same line again.
Because he's probably like, cue card? I just got the shit smacked out of me.
It's good.
So the thing, it's funny because she's ultimately you find out she's a prostitute.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was thinking to myself, like, this, you guys might either judge me or regret the fact that I'm about to say what I'm about to say.
Oh, boy.
But I will say this because it popped into my head. All right. So I have never once, as a 31-year-old male,
Okay.
even fantasized about the idea of getting a prostitute.
Okay.
But if I could guarantee an Anna Joy Taylor,
Yeah. You do.
how much?
Okay.
Dude, she was amazing. Her character in this movie was perfect. And obviously, like, this is a movie, so it's like a fictionalized character. But then I even thought, like, what about Pretty Woman? You know what I mean? Because that was, like, for a long time, that was, like, the hooker.
Yeah.
Or, sorry, excuse me, prostitute. There's, like, different levels with that job, I guess.
Or an escort.
An escort. I think that's even higher up in the totem pole of SW.
I'm pretty sure it's just an escort.
Whatever. But still.
Yeah, okay.
I would take Anna Joy Taylor's character a million times over.
Would you?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And I just think that her character was super cool because she has the opportunity, because she's not supposed to be there. So the chef gives her an opportunity to pick her side. Are you going to be on the losing side or the losing side? What side do you want to be on? Because ultimately you find out, like, the goal is for everyone in that building to die.
Yeah.
Nobody is meant to survive. That's the epic finale of this movie. And I know this is like a completely different vibe than what we normally do, but this movie is just like, there's a lot of cool shit in it. So, like, go watch it. I mean, if you got to this point, we've ruined a couple of things, but, like, okay, go watch it. It is a very enjoyable movie.
It is.
Like, even if you, I honestly believe, like, even if you know stuff going into this movie, you will enjoy it because it's just, the acting is unbelievably good from all characters. The chef dude is, like, crazy intense. He's like Gordon Ramsey on steroids.
Yeah, it's so good. It's pretty much like if Hell's Kitchen
killed people.
The opposite way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean,
because I love when he would walk out and just like clap his hands.
And I was going to try to figure out a way for us to start the episode like that.
Dude,
but we hold these microphones.
I had the same thought.
I was like, that's impossible. I was like, we need to get the lapel mics for some episodes so we can do some shit with our hands. Because I thought it would be so funny if it was just like intro music to just us sitting and just
clapping our hands,
like that amazing clap. Like we would have rehearsed our clap for like 2 weeks before this. Like, it would have been so cool. And I mean, this movie to me is like, so we've obviously talked about like modern versus classic and stuff like that. This movie is standing on its own little platform. I've never seen anything like this before.
Yeah.
I thought the originality concept was really good. I thought every character, like, you do feel bad for some of them, and like other ones you don't, but you do find out like one of the older guys there has like been with Anna Joy Taylor's character.
Yeah. And
like the wife is just like blindly like,
and
he calls it out.
Yeah.
There's the tortillas of truth, I call them.
Yeah. What's crazy is the wife already knew.
Oh.
In my mind.
Didn't know who.
No, she knew it was her.
Oh.
Because
she said she looked like somebody.
Yeah. So when they're sitting there, she said she looked like Claire, which was their daughter.
Yeah.
So you find out when the two of them had their interaction that when he was, handling his business, that he wanted her to be Claire and call him dad and say, I love you and all that kind of stuff.
I deleted that out of my memory box.
Yeah.
That's intense.
So the wife must have known. There's no way she just said, oh, she looked like our daughter. She's like, no, I know you know her.
Yeah.
At what point are you going to fess up to it?
That's creepy. So you're getting, you obviously have this, the restaurant part, and then you get the tortillas of truth. And, and that's where people are like, hold up. Like, this ain't right. Like,
yeah, I mean, they were all terrible people, though.
Yeah, other than the girl that wasn't supposed to be there yet.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think, though, the actor,
like,
he didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, dude.
He was just in a movie that you didn't like.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm going to bring you here and I'm going to kill you and your assistant. But you found out.
Because you wasted my day off.
Yeah, the assistant was, like, stealing from him. So I guess that, like, she was brought in because of that. Like, the chef knew.
Yeah, but it's so crazy. It's just the fact that he had his first day off in a long time. I watched a movie.
It'd be like,
it wasn't good.
Imagine like somebody listening to our podcast and it'd be like Jason Takes Manhattan, and they hear you talk about it, and they're like a cop that hasn't had a day off in like 3.5 months, and they're like, you know what, that guy Jake really sold me on this here movie, and then they watch it, and then you get invited out to the restaurant.
And that's why I'm there.
And that's why you're there.
Just enjoy my chicken tenders. Hanging out.
You just see the poster from Jason Takes Manhattan. You're like, oh, that's my favorite movie. How did he know?
Yeah. How did he know?
And then he's like, you made me watch this god-awful Jason movie.
I would take a poll from the restaurant. Real quick, has anyone else seen this movie and
Everybody's just
held the tortilla up?
Everybody's just sitting there. The fuck is this guy talking about over here?
I get it. Enjoy your meal.
Oh, man. And there's like this crazy part where like he offers a sous chef to like lead the room and he just kills him.
I didn't expect that. I kind of did when they laid the tarp out. I thought, dude's going to die.
Well, yeah, once they laid the tarp out. But even like going into this movie, like even if you like replay this movie in your head, like obviously it fits, but it's like, whoa, that's intense. And they're like, intense. It's all part of the act. And then people like near the table are like, no, it's not.
But me in the back, oh yeah, well, it's good. Yeah. It's very convincing.
Very good acting.
Can I smell this white sauce over here?
Yeah, that would be the Cherry's horseradish sauce.
Which is not I don't give a fuck what they say. Dude, that's not horseradish sauce.
Dude, they swear by it.
It's not.
They didn't know neither one of us liked horseradish, and they tell us it's horseradish every time.
It's not, though.
I digress. You should, too.
I digress.
All right. But, I mean, this movie, it flows. It's hard to tell, kind of, because we're bouncing all around. I mean, it's a very exciting movie.
I like that it goes by, like, courses.
Yeah, it's got that.
Cool.
It's got that whole like chapter vibe.
Yeah,
like there's different parts of this movie. But when you get into everybody knows like what's going on, and they separate the men and the women, right?
Yeah,
I loved that part because like they didn't waste too much time on either which. Like obviously they're like he's giving you kind of see it in the preview where he's like, all right, you're gonna have 45 seconds, and the one dude's just like.
Takes off.
So
my thing was, I thought it was an option.
No, you find out it's.
That's why dude just did this. He's like, yeah, you too.
Yeah, like dude, now you
have to leave.
The you character,
yeah,
as you so like to be associated with him.
I would have stood there too and said, "Nah, I ain't going nowhere."
No, I would have hauled ass.
You've been the first.
I would have
been
the first guy. Like you just said, we have to run for gone. And he almost gets the boat. I mean, he had some great survival instincts.
He had the biggest head start.
But he did have good survival instincts. Like, where are you going to go? You're going to go hide in a chicken coop? Or are you going to... Which it ultimately was the grand prize.
Yeah, it was. I love they were running through the woods.
Yeah.
And they were getting too close to each other.
Yeah. Yeah, like there's like comedic relief parts. There's like intense parts. There's great acting. I mean, this movie just hits on all cylinders.
Yeah, it does.
But then you get the girls, right? So the girls are inside with this other chef. And they're all trying to play that like woman power shit, like where it's like, you don't want to do this. Like, come on, we're women. And then she's like, oh no, the killing part was my idea. And the defeat across the room was just like,
that lady dropped her food. All right.
Yeah, shit. I tried.
You want some more wine?
Anybody want to get drunk? Because we're all going to die. Like, just all of it. And it was cool that like you try to like add in like those little things. Like obviously like men are more typically, like sometimes, not all of them, but are like physical. So it's like using what they would be better at.
Yeah.
To see how they do. And I thought that was super cool because like, you know, women are known for like being able to like politic situations a little bit better than like scared boys.
But it shows this to an extent.
Yeah.
With Margot.
Yeah.
Where she tries to talk herself out of every situation.
Yeah. All the men get caught, but the guy in the chicken coop makes it the longest.
He had an egg.
You got
for being the last one caught,
and he hid in the chicken coop.
Got a little prize.
You gotta love it. And then, so there's it's just like so many people try to like survive for different reasons, and like as you're watching this movie, like you're not in this situation. Like you're at home, in the comforts of your couch, right?
Yeah.
Or wherever you decided to watch. You might have seen it in theater. We didn't, but one of the things that always kind of irritated me, and like you said, when that cop comes, and they're like, none of y'all tried to like get away.
Yeah, and that was my biggest thing.
It's like, dude,
no one actually gave that much effort to leave.
That's what I'm saying.
The one guy tried to break the window a couple of times with the
chair.
Yeah,
but that whole table of dudes I hated.
Yeah.
All the embezzlement or whatever they were doing,
worst.
they were the worst.
They were the worst.
Obviously, cheating old dude with the daughter situation is like right up there with them.
Yeah.
But just they were those Silicon Valley like douchebags who are just like
You're
they have more money than they know what to do with, and they think like they can be shitty to like wait staff and like just like, do you know who we are?
Yeah,
They're like,
I hated that.
Yeah, we actually do know exactly.
Yeah,
you know your boss? Look out this window.
That was a good interaction. They were like, "Hey, can we get some bread?" She was like, "No."
Dude, that chick, that like main like waitress host chick.
Yeah,
dude,
she was so good.
I loved that character.
She's like, he's like, "What is this? A tortilla?"
Tortilla of truth. But it was really good. Like everybody played their role so like the douchey guy, the actor guy, and that's funny because that guy is like an actor that's kind of beyond his prime.
So what's crazy is I also heard. Do you know who he based his character on?
Who?
Steven Seagal.
That's perfect.
Yeah,
that is perfect.
They worked. I can't remember the movie. They worked on a movie together back in the 90s.
I can see that because that guy's been in a bunch of movies. Yeah,
and he had the worst time working with Steven Seagal.
Yeah,
he was an asshole.
He was a piece of shit.
He like either threw him on a table or pinned him against a wall or something like that.
Yeah.
So he played his character based on Steven Seagal.
That's actually very
just being a fucking washed up,
just being a washed up actor that at one point had a fan base. You know, like get over yourself, dude.
Yeah, pretty much.
You're not. Who's the guy that I just fucking I don't know. My brain just always goes blank when I have an idea. It's a fucking guy. He's Baywatch.
David Hasselhoff.
Hasselhoff. You'll never be a Hasselhoff. But yeah, back to that point. There just was no survival instinct.
They were all scared.
But like, dude, the worst you have against you is like kitchen utensils.
And I feel like the people from the kitchen may not come out of the kitchen.
I don't think they were allowed to.
Exactly. So if all of you get up at one time and you bum rush the door,
there's 2 guards.
Yeah,
maybe 3.
I think it was 3.
Oh, there's a guy that kept talking about the wines. Like he's just like,
yeah, dude,
this wine pairs well with this, and your character's like, oh really?
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Pour that.
Let me get another glass.
Let me get a glass of that. Because this night's getting fucking crazy.
Yeah. Then you got when the chef pulls. You said Margot.
Margot, yeah.
Yeah. Margot's side is like, here are your options. Like, you can do this, and then she like chooses, and then she has that task of going to get a keg.
Yeah, so...
What was it, a keg?
It was a barrel.
A barrel, that's right.
So
walk us through... Don't walk us through, but like talk about that scene, because I feel like that's right up your alley.
Okay, dude. So in my opinion, Margaret was going to die regardless.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Yeah.
I feel like she still does. Dies no matter what. So he pulls her aside, and I think initially, he says up front, you're going to die either way.
Yeah, just which side do you want to die on?
Do you want a clear conscience when you die?
Yeah.
Pretty much. That's what the charge come down to.
Yeah.
Are you a giver or are you a taker? And he felt that she was a giver.
Yep.
So he gave her a trick task to complete.
Yeah.
Homegirl Elsa follows her out there.
Dude, you were really good at names in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Homegirl Elsa follows her out there, and she's like fucking brainwashed by this dude.
Yeah. She's like, you'll never be me.
Yeah, you won't replace me.
Yeah. She's like,
and she's really walking up trying to talk to her, and she swings at her with a knife.
Yeah.
So they're going back and forth. And that whole scene really drilled home the fact to me that Margaret was never going to live.
Yeah.
Because right before she kills Elsa, she says to her, he never told me to get the barrel.
Yeah.
I didn't forget. He never told me.
Yeah, yeah.
So he sent you on a dummy task to go out there to see what you would do.
To know, he knew you were going to.
And you did exactly what he thought you would do.
Yep. Then, my favorite part of the movie is when the boyfriend, what's his name?
Tyler,
which is a perfect name for this character.
It is.
He gets his chance, ladies and gentlemen. He gets to cook for the infamous chef. Let me just say, I may only know how to cook chicken fries and ramen, but this dude cracks under pressure.
It looked like he knew what he was doing for a little bit.
For like the very first bit where he's like deciding what to get.
Leaks.
Like he knows what should go in it, but not how to prepare it.
Yeah, he knows all the ingredients to it.
Because he's been studying and like obsessed with this chef.
But he said he's pretty much like those people on Instagram.
Yeah.
Who critique food and all that shit.
Yeah. Anybody that critiques anything that people are passionate about can get his justice.
He's there fucking cooking it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Chef eats it.
And he's like,
it was very Hell's Kitchen-esque to me.
Yeah, this is disgusting.
Yeah.
Like,
this is really bad.
Yeah.
Damn.
And then so I knew he was gonna die. Everybody's gonna die, but you just don't know at what points or how. Because he hasn't killed anyone other than one of his own cooks, and he chopped off a guy's finger.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
But that's all mental torture at that point.
Correct.
Which is, in my opinion, one of the main reasons why this is a horror flick. It's not a scary movie.
No.
But it does invoke fear because you were complete, it's the isolation fear.
Yeah.
And it's the fear of this may be one of the smartest people I've ever encountered.
Yeah.
And it's Hannibal Lecter may have eaten people, but it's the same concept. Their brains just function at way faster of a level than ours.
Yeah, this dude's already calculated everything.
Yeah, everything was meticulous, and that's why Margot's character being there just threw him for a loop.
Yeah.
And you see it happening throughout. He's getting mad.
Yeah.
He's just standing there staring at her in scenes.
What the fuck is
He's
she doing here?
He's and she's this, I didn't get any food.
And people trying to figure out.
Your bread is renowned.
Yeah.
Bitch, give me some bread.
No.
Yeah.
And she wouldn't eat anything.
Oh, that just, woo, boy, did he get mad.
He got her in that bathroom. Why aren't you eating my food?
Dude,
chill.
It's so funny that he's this meticulous, almost now becoming a serial killer, and he's just so upset.
Yeah.
Eat my food, and she's like, it sucks. I don't want it.
Yeah, but why though?
But you said that was a pointless task, right?
Yeah.
He knew exactly what was going to happen.
Yeah, which you can kind of tell when he was he looked.
But you also say, because she is going to die.
Yeah.
Right? Then you get to the point where it's she knows she has an ace up her sleeve because of this pointless task. What was that ace up her sleeve? The fact that she saw him as a child cooking a cheeseburger.
And that's what she thinks.
And this is when the movie just becomes an absolute work of art. This movie has been fun, zero complaints.
Yeah.
From anything about this movie. I didn't think it could get any better.
No.
Then this whole thing happens.
Yeah.
That just I don't think anybody could have predicted this shit. No one could have. She's I would like to order some food.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, hell yeah, I'm a chef.
Yeah.
What's good, girl? What you want? And she orders a goddamn cheeseburger.
Yeah.
With some fries.
Yeah.
And it's you feel this just the tension. It's just it's you're oh my God, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? Is he just gonna walk out there and kill her with a spatula? What is gonna happen here? He cooks the world's best cheeseburger. I was salivating.
It did look really good.
Dude, I can't wait to go to our bar after this and get a cheeseburger now that I'm talking about it. But he makes this cheeseburger. Then she has the the brains to be eat it. Wow, this is really good. So that he's just yearning for people's approval. That's all this fucking movie's about.
Yeah.
Is him wanting to be the world's most original chef.
Yeah.
So she plays him. So the fact that you picked apart that entire scene where she escapes or goes on her mission.
Yeah.
But the fact that he did not account for her seeing that picture because she got into the forbidden room.
Yeah.
And then, she orders a cheeseburger, which is a picture in the forbidden room.
The only picture he's smiling in.
The only picture he's ever smiled in that anybody's seen, right?
Yeah.
And because, a lot of people, it's a trauma-based thing, but you go back to that age. So I think just instinctually, he's I'm gonna make you this cheeseburger.
He did smile.
Yeah. And he's excited, making the burger. Brings it to her. She starts eating it. She's she approved. This is good. And he's word. And then she's oh, can I get this to go?
Yeah.
And I was are you fucking kidding me?
So she had that planned out.
Dude, she's so smart because she knows that at the end of the day, he's just a chef wanting to please people.
Yeah.
And she did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
She never wrong
to be there.
did him.
Yeah. So on the flip side of that, the way I see it is, okay, this is his plan. Everyone's going to die.
Yeah. Everyone, including himself.
Regardless if you're supposed to be here or not supposed to be here.
Yeah.
And so in my mind, he sent her to get the tank or the barrel, whatever.
The barrel, yeah.
Elsa, he probably thought would kill her out there.
Yeah, go out, kill her. She's been phenomenal at this point.
Yeah. Didn't get it done. So when she comes back, and he probably also knew that she would, look around, try to figure a way out. So when she gets back, orders this burger, that's the note I wrote down, he was still going to kill her at that point. Earlier on in the movie, they stop at the meat container shit or whatever.
Yeah.
And Elsa tells him how the meat's there, they cook or whatever for 152 days.
Yeah.
And someone asked, if it's a day over, what happens? The bacteria, something in your system, a day or two, it'll kill you.
Yeah.
So he knew, okay, well, Elsa didn't kill her, I'll kill her. So the meat he uses for that burger is that meat. That's why when she's like, can I get it to go? He's like, yeah. You can take it to go, and you can leave.
So you think she dies?
Yeah. Oh, that's why Elsa wrote down, so at the end of the movie, when she, the music is super intense.
Yeah.
And then she bites it, and it cuts off.
Mm-hmm.
So in my mind, that was the second bite she took. Day or two, she's dead. So ultimately, his plan still works. She tried to outsmart him, but he always had the upper hand the entire time.
Because he's the smartest one in the room.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about it from that.
Yeah.
That's really good. So I tried to use something against you, and you just sat with your ace in your sleeve. And
I did.
Was like, come on, I'm baiting him. Come on, Josh. I know you're going to talk about burgers because I know how many bacon cheeseburgers you eat, you fat piece of shit. Yeah. Then you see that his dessert is s'mores.
Which is also very good.
And
that was a good scene.
Yeah, and he kind of, they like dust them down, and then they cover them with stuff, and then they light the bitch on fire.
Yeah.
And she sees when she escapes on the boat of the Coast Guard that, hold on.
Bless you.
Excuse me.
The boat ran out of gas too.
Yeah, ran out of gas. So she would have just been a dead person on a boat.
Yeah.
Probably never found. Dun dun dun.
Yeah.
But I thought it was really it was a really good movie. Like I've said that like 1,000 times in this episode.
But it's true.
But it is. It's unlike anything I've ever seen. It's a cool concept. Anybody can watch it, honestly.
Yeah.
And the look of the movie, the vibe of the movie, the acting, and it's top tier.
Yeah, I agree.
So, it being a top tier movie in our opinions.
Okay.
Is there anything else you wanted to add or say about the movie?
No, not really. I mean, the acting was great.
Dude, it was.
The characters were great.
So great.
I like when movies take place mostly in one location.
Yeah, like a location piece.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. Do you feel like, because when was the official release date of this movie? 22?
Yeah, November 22.
Do you feel like this should be one of the ones that are in the talks for some either supporting or actress or Oscar nominations?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you?
Of course. I mean, we'll get into that. So on a scale from 1 to 10, where would you rate this movie?
On a scale from 1 to 10, the Menu for me is a 9.
A 9.
Yeah. I really enjoyed this movie.
It's a good movie. On a scale from 1 to 10, I would rate this movie. I'm going to give it a 9.2.
9.2.
9.2.
Okay.
Because it's good. So the reason I asked you about the Oscar thing, because we've talked about our movie already.
Yeah.
But now this is the bonus footage. This is the extra shit.
Okay.
That you have to, stick around for. That's why we didn't mention in the beginning. So all you that stick around this far, Mia Goth, who's obviously an up-and-coming, very popular horror female icon.
Okay.
Was a little upset that there were no horror nominations for the Oscars.
Okay.
And have you seen X or Pearl?
I have seen X.
You haven't seen Pearl yet?
No.
So Pearl would be the movie that she would get nominated for because she's a phenomenally good actress.
You've seen Pearl?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. She is phenomenally good in it, right?
Okay.
And you can probably tell from the previews. Like, I think you can get enough from the previews of just, like, her intensity.
Yeah.
And, like, everything that she's doing.
Yeah.
But she thinks that there really needs to be a talk about them, female horror icons. And she brought up the mom from Hereditary.
Oh, yeah.
Of like, look at this.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
she's like, why are we not getting nominated?
Yeah.
Especially like, if you want this inclusivity and like the Oscars to get like some traction again. Yeah. If anything, dip into the female horror main roles.
Yeah. I saw somewhere a video of Jamie Lee Curtis responding to her first ever Oscar nomination.
Which is this year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. This year.
Which is insane.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And we also found out in other horror research news that Sean S. Cunningham, it seems like, is greenlit for another Friday the 13th.
Boom, it's about time.
Dude, that's some of the most exciting news I got, especially with the news about the prequel.
Yeah.
Done by A24 and whatever else it was.
Mm-hmm.
That's super exciting news that Sean S. Cunningham, I guess the legal stuff is finally getting worked out to a point to where they can start moving forward with projects.
Good.
Which has been needed for a long time.
Yeah, I feel like also the money you're missing out on, dude, after the trilogy from Halloween.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like Jason Voorhees fans might potentially outnumber Michael Myers fans, which only means more money in these people's pockets.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that like either one's better than the other one, like because obviously we're opposite spectrums on that. But as a Michael Myers fan and what they decided to do with his character, I would love for Jake to have to go through these same feelings of them ruining a character. I hope that happens to him. But I mean, I am excited for new content, obviously.
Yeah. I don't care if it's good or not, honestly. As long as there's new content, I'm down for
See
it.
him get put into a metal grinder, you're gonna be like, yeah, I love this movie.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah, whatever. So that's some like extra like just we obviously are on some like websites and Facebook posts and things like that. I did also see there's going to be a Conjuring 5, I do believe. Not excited about that at all.
I think I'm all conjured out.
Yeah, I was conjured out after the third one, but I enjoyed the witch one, I guess. It was more of like an action movie though, like a horror movie. But I was really cool. It was sad but interesting to see Mia Goth talk about the Oscar thing because she really did. I guess if you were to compare against like who's in there for females, and I'm not saying like they're not phenomenal actresses as well, but Mia Goth she brought a whole nother level of intensity to this role. And the thing is she is guaranteed those 3 movies.
Yeah. As
the lead, as multiple characters.
Yeah, and what's crazy
the
is
fuck?
For aspiring actors and especially actresses, that may make you
deter you from being
taking
in horror movies.
Yeah.
I wouldn't blame an up-and-coming actor. That's why Jenna Ortega taking on Wednesdays and being as many horror films as she has. But she did it in like she was smart about it, dude. Because she obviously did Scream. She did Studio 666. She did X.
Yeah.
She did all these movies, but then gets Wednesday.
Yeah.
And Wednesday is obviously more kid-friendly, more this, more that, more that. But now she's like, Jenna Ortega is like 22 years old.
She's a household name now.
She's a household name. She's of Hispanic descent.
Yeah.
She's from nothing.
Yeah.
She did it right, and she has said that I don't think she really would want to leave that because it's more of a challenge for her as an actress. It's more enjoyable for her as an actress.
Yeah.
Being in horror films. I've heard that across the board from a lot of the actors. But if you're looking for the recognition and the clout and the awards, you were either it has to change at the Oscars level or you don't do them. Yeah, and you can't blame them.
Or you're going to have to go the Jamie Lee Curtis route, who started out with Halloween, then like Prom Night, Terror Train, a lot of horror movies, and just was gone for a very long time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then just came back to it. Left again, but came back to finish it out type of thing.
Yeah. And I did also see that Kevin Bacon, the only remake of any of his movies he wants to do is Tremors.
Yeah.
So fuck yeah, Kevin Bacon. I love that you said that.
Yeah.
Like the only movie, which I think is bullshit, but the only, no Stir of Echoes too? Damn.
Well, no. On, bro. So I figured it's not bullshit because when I read the article too, I remember the actual episode.
Yeah.
They did like a series of Tremors, and he was in the pilot episode.
You told me that. That's right. Yeah,
but the show didn't get picked up or whatever.
Yeah.
So he's very passionate about Tremors.
He is. I mean, it's a good movie. I can't wait to cover it on the podcast.
So not Friday the 13th. And he died in that, but you know.
Yeah, but that's different because he is like the main character.
You want to be in like Hollow Man too, or
Hollow Man was intense. Plus, there's that one thing that happens in it, so like we can never talk about the movie.
Or like you said, Stir of Echoes too.
Stir of Echoes was I think is one of Kevin Bacon's best movies. We've also gone on rants of like Kevin Bacon's a B-list actor that just did Footloose and then just blew the fuck up because like he's not that good of an actor. But I can't say that because I'm not an actor. But he shouldn't be as much of a household name as he is.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, your name is literally Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
So, like, that's like everyone's favorite pig product.
Yeah. It's hard to forget your name.
Bacon. And then, like, Kevin is like the easiest white guy name in the world.
You're in fucking Footloose.
You're in fucking Footloose.
Yeah, come on, dude.
Oh, man. So that was horror news talk, which is something we didn't even talk about doing. But that was we're gonna try to find fun little information to give the fans that stick around throughout the entire episode. Obviously, people have reasons for leaving episodes or whatever, but we super are excited about all things that are coming up for the J Squared Horror Podcast. And next week, we're sticking with the new movie idea, and we're going to be covering Barbarian.
Yeah.
The Barbarian, which is a 2022 insane movie. I can't say too much because my co-host here hasn't seen it yet. So if you guys
will by the time the episode
comes out. It's available on HBO Max for anybody that has that. If you need a email to get in, email me. I'll send it to you. I'll have like 50 people asking for the HBO Max login. So yeah, we're sticking with some new movies. We might have something exciting coming up with some people that have reached out to us here recently, which we are super excited about. And that being said, we forgot to mention this at the beginning of the episode, but if you go to www.jsquaredhorrorpodcast.com, you can subscribe to our email. You can email us directly. You can give us episode ideas. You can give us theme ideas. We'll go through those as a team here, work our way through a couple of those. And once we get enough of those, we'll start doing fan-inclusive episodes. Meaning, if you came up with an idea that we both love, not only will we email you back and let you know, like, hey, we loved your idea. We're going to do that in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
We just need to prepare for it a little bit. We'll also send you out a little something. We're working on getting some of the new logo merchandised.
Yeah.
And anybody that wants to be a part of the podcast, you know, obviously you're rewarded by our amazing content. But there's something that we've always decided as two guys is that we want to never charge our fans for being fans of the podcast.
Yeah.
So that's why we're never going to be on Patreon. That's why, you know, you get all the content, that the shorts, the funny little clips, every episode. Like, that's always going to be free to you guys because you shouldn't have to pay for good content. But if you support us in other ways, we'll look out for you. You know what I mean? Like, we want you guys rocking our stuff. And if you don't have the ability to come out to some of the events and stuff and we can send it to you, we would love to.
Rock that merch.
Rock that merch. So yeah, www.jsquaredhorrorpodcast.com. It's in our link tree in the bio, which we mentioned earlier in the episode. So you can click on it there. But yeah, anybody that emails great themed episode ideas, movie episode ideas, or if you want to be on the podcast, like if you want to be on an episode,
come on.
We will figure it out. You can call in. We can try to figure out a mic setup where you can sit here on this awkward arm thing, and we'll just be like, hey, it's a fan. They're on the podcast. Something like that. So we appreciate. Wow.
We appreciate.
I just had a Jake moment. We appreciate everyone's support, and some of those main supporters have been with us since day one. Jeff Balance does our design work. I'm actually going to start trying to figure out how to tag his Instagram on our videos and our Instagrams and all that, because he can do logos for you. If you have any idea about anything, he doesn't charge a lot. He's an amazing graphic designer.
He's
he does
very good.
Great work.
Really good.
I've just told him ideas, and it feels like he plucks them out of my brain and puts them on an email in like a couple of weeks, so it's crazy. Also, a big shout out to Lucky Riggs, who does our intro and our outro music. Obviously, that fits the podcast very well. That's why we've been using it for a year plus.
Yep.
We love it. A big shout out to Trademark Printing, who does all of the printing needs when we do need some of this merchandise. So a big shout out to those guys over there. Mm-hmm. A big shout out to my co-host, Jake.
It's me.
It's this guy. Excuse me. For always sitting next to me and dealing with my shenanigans. And when I throw curveballs at the podcast that he's not ready for. So thank you so much for sticking with the punches, buddy. I appreciate it greatly.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you to all you fans that tune in every week to the J Squared Horror Podcast. My name's Josh.
And I'm Jake.
You guys have a great week. And remember, it's hip to be squared.